Welcome to Albion TV presents the AO Daily Show, your source of real news in an unreal world, keeping you up to date on the latest news, events, and the great community of Albion Online. Today is Thursday, the 13th of February 2020, and Shozen isn't here today. We had to split paths. Shozen had to do something that is more important than what is happening right now. But he prepared something very interesting for the show today, which is an interview. We will be interviewing Gabumon and Avenger, both formerly of the guild Dinastia. These guys will be talking about sort of a post-mortem of the guild. Some of you might remember these guys. They had a very good showing in the previous season. But as things come to be, some things aren't meant to last forever. But Gabumon sat down with Shozen and Avenger, and they discussed the fate, the history, and a lot of other things in depth. This interview is pretty long. It takes about an hour and I think 20 minutes-ish. So get yourselves comfortable, and I hope you enjoy listening to this. I'll set that up, and that will be the whole show today. It's just an interview. We will be showing a little bit of crystals later, but no casting, of course. Have a good day and enjoy listening to Shozen.
Welcome to the Albion TV interview series. I am here today with Gabumon and Avenger, former members of Dinastia. So we're going to go ahead and, I guess, get a bit of a history on how they came together and what happened to the guild, and maybe hear a little bit about where they've come since then. But without further ado, I'm going to give these guys the floor, and they can tell us a little bit about what happened and who they are.
Well, first, thanks for having us here today. It's been a long time, not that long, but it felt like a very, very long time to me already since Dinastia fell apart. First, I came from the guild named Blessed. And that's where I started to play. That's where I learned everything. So that's the first step.
Mm-hmm.
I met Avenger there. He was my officer in Dinastia. I was the leader in this guild.
Mm-hmm.
Not in Blessed though. Now I am, but that's the future.
Things always have a way of coming back around, don't they?
Yeah. But that's mostly who I was, Dynastia leader, in name at least. I was mostly in charge of money and organization, but Dynastia is a project with a lot of stuff going on, so it's not that easy to say I was the leader and that's it.
Well, no, there's often in a large functioning guild like Dinastia, you have a leader who takes care of the money and often the back end, the over-organizing of the different personnel. But then you have people who take over running the GVGs, the ZVZs, re-gears. You can really spread out the workload to many different people. So yeah, it's never just one person running a guild, but you had the GM tag, and you made some of the big major decisions for that guild.
Yes, indeed. Before moving on, I want Avenger to introduce himself too. He is very important in all this story, I think. So he needs to be known.
Well, hello. Thanks for having me here. My name is Avenger, and I was, as Gabumon said, I was Dynastia's officer. I was in charge of making the craft and regear and that stuff, and I also helped a bit with CVC and all of that stuff. And yeah, I started playing the game since the free-to-play. I got in the guild Blessed, and there I knew Gabumon and also a lot of people that become part of Dinastia too.
Okay, how did Dinastia actually come to form? Because I feel like as soon as you guys hit the scene, you very quickly became a major player on the scene. You were very quickly in the top 10. How did this come about? How did you so quickly become so powerful?
Well, you'll see. There is some people that I think very important in this story, in this big story. They are mostly Examon X and Sky 360. Those are probably the two biggest players that made Dinastia happen. Why? Because we were in Blessed, very happy, very quiet. Never had like a good season, but we had fun. We fought like a lot of people with very high level of success in CBC. We have a lot of videos of that. We were a very strong guild, but not competitive. We couldn't handle GVG at all. Every time we tried to do GVG in Blessed, the guild died. It split and 50 people left. So there was time where the former guildmaster of Blessed, Osakabe, he left the game. And so his right hand took the guild, Arkusam, but nobody in the guild knew Arkusam at all. And there was some issues with people still stealing items. Some guy stole or battled Mammoth and of money. That's another story, but the guild almost fell apart. And someone that always brought the guild together was Examon X. He was a player in Blue Army and was on our main shot caller here in Blessed, and still is. And he was probably the face of Blessed. Everyone knew who Amon was in Blessed.
Yeah.
And because of that, they decided that Amon will take Blessed when our core guild left. They went to Vastly Superior, most of them. And because of that, we had to do something. And Amon took the guild. I stayed, even when I had the chance to go to. Every officer left. And the guild was crumbling, but we tried our best to make it happen again. And with time, it got too strong again, because first we started wiping out Vastly Superior, and they came back. Then the guild was getting stronger, got some territories in the Alliance Daddy, and overall, Blessed was doing great.
And this is still way before Dynastia is even created.
Yeah.
Though, right?
This is like before Avalonian season, was in season 7. But there was an issue. We couldn't play Avalonian season competitively because we didn't have GVG at all.
Right.
And with the new announcement of Zerg debuff and stuff around CBC, we were scared of not making it, because we weren't too many and the info wasn't that clear. So Amon and I decided that we needed something. There was many options. We could try to go as players, some of us to squad. We could join art and try to make it happen with Gluttony.
And now this is right about when the Daddy Alliance is falling apart, right?
Yeah. We just after June won the season, we didn't have any reason to stay. The point is, our chances were mostly like going as players with arts, or going as players to squad. But there came the new player. That's Sky 360. He is an experimental GVG player, so far as I know. I admit I don't know anyone here in this game, except there are very big players like Moy or so.
Yeah.
But Amon knew him. Amon knew he was good, and he told me we can fuse the guilds. He had the guild the revival, if I'm not mistaken.
I remember the revival. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, he wanted to join with us because new information made it seem like he wouldn't be able to play comfortably without CVC. He was not a CVC player. He was totally a GVG player.
Yeah, I know Sky 360. Well, not personally, but I know of him in the GVG scene. I've watched him fight many, many times.
Yeah. He's quite good. And so he was like flirting with Amon to fuse the guilds, and one day after we joined Arch and Gluttony didn't kick all the people he promised to kick, well, we decided to merge, like to make one guild.
Mm-hmm.
The idea was they had like 40 men and some money and an experimented player doing mages. That's Bonnie.
Mm-hmm.
She was like amazing doing mages. She carried Guerreros to Crystal in season 7, doing mages.
No, I remember when Guerreros made waves there. So yeah, if you can use the mages as a way to get season points, that's mage rating is real. It's a effective tool. So
it is.
Yeah, that's definitely a bonus for a guild. I'll take it.
So there was like they bring the GVG experience, the mage rider, that's Bonnie, and they also bring their experience as players and his people, a GVG team or two, a lot of things, and we just get all our players on this new guild because they didn't want to be in Blessed.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't want us to stay with them in Revival because Revival is like a Sky project and not what he had in mind. So there was the question: who made it? Who is the leader? And Amon proposed me. Why? Because many people know Amon. He's a very known player, but he's known for good and bad stuff. He's controversial, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, he's been in Blue Army. He's been around a lot. He's been involved in a couple of topics. Yeah, there's.
Yeah. So Sky had like the same issue. He was a very known player, but also at the same time he was controversial because he had enemies around. He had people who didn't want him to succeed around, and because of that, they decided someone else, a fresh name, to make the guild. And I was a very good candidate because I was I'm on left hand because right hand was Artisan. But I made all the work in Bless at the time when it fell apart. I'm on new. I was good with numbers and Excel charts, and I was a good healer too. So I was a good candidate to lead the guild.
Yeah.
So they decided, okay, Gabumon will lead the guild, and Revival will place him a right hand, and we will have 4 leaders: the GVG leader, the CVC leader, the mage rating leader, and the administrative leader. That was I, the administrative leader. And since that said, we decided on an amount of money to place in the guild, each one of us.
Mm-hmm.
How many energy will we place, and all that stuff. That's mostly numbers. Not very interesting. We were set. The merge happens just before hitting the pre-season of Avalon, and there was already some issues. The players of what Sky promised left to other guilds, so he had no team. Was okay. It was all right. We were like, okay, it's fine. Things happen. We can work around it.
You still got 35 players. You didn't get 40.
No.
You still got 30.
No. We got like 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like a good deal, but we had Sky.
Yeah,
after all,
he's a good player.
Yeah, I mean, we have already 100 players or so. So
so you just you added 10 good players and changed your name. Maybe add a little bit of new fresh money to the guild coffers.
Yeah, there was another issue. Sky wasn't paying his money at first because he had to sell his crystal mounts and stuff. And to be honest, he never paid it all. But that's an internal issue. with DNI, no, not an issue for the public.
We're still waiting the money.
But it's okay. And the season started, and we make a very good impact because first we decided to go Marlock because we didn't want to face like huge players, but we wanted to win and win a lot. And that's what we did. We won a lot in Reset Day. We won a lot then in territories, but things started going out of hand when Sky, and Amon to some extent, was not only Sky, told Bonnie and I to stop giving our opinion on CBC or GBG issues because we didn't have any experience, because we were new players to that, and Sky was the leader of GBG. And why I was making opinions? Because we got like 7 territories in Marlock in the first Reset Day. And there was like a lot of small guilds around wanting to make an app with us. Like a lot. Like every guild around want an app with us. And we already decided to go alone without alliance because the point split. But naps could be a thing. But they didn't want. They wanted to crush everyone, to let everyone out, and that was their plan. So that's what they did, or they tried, because as soon as the season started, Handel took a territory by an attack on Warcamp. Handel was a former ally of Les on the very old time, so we knew them.
I just did an interview with the guys from Handel. Really nice guys.
They're very nice. The point is, Handel, who was supposed to be a small guild, totally crush Sky team. Sky, the pro player who plays in Mercia, lost against Handel. We couldn't believe it. We were totally stunned by that.
Yeah, 5 real-life players who just hang out in South America playing soccer and occasional 5v5 Albion. Come on! How do you lose to these guys?
I mean, the first fight they lost wasn't against Handel. Was again against, I don't remember who, but they were like, nah, we're going easily, and they lost against a team with dead givers. It was like, are you kidding me? But I said, like, it's okay. It could be a bad match. It could be a lot of reasons. I know Sky is good. But the issue was Sky was launching like 4 attacks a day with 4 defense a day, and we had like 0 teams. Like one team with a lot of patches, a second team of friends who weren't bad, but weren't good.
Yeah, they're new. They should be doing some Crystal League, you know. Like now is when they would be hitting their stride, right? Playing in Crystal League and tier 1s and 2s. Yeah. He
wanted to brush away like everyone as fast as possible to only defend. So things went crazy instantly because Sky wanted like to spend 100 million silver every 2 days, and we have like 75 since the start. He was very used to money guild financing. He's very, 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 very
used to it. Yeah, he's used to being able to just drop.
I couldn't, and I had to say, like, Sky, I can't. I don't have the money for that. I don't have the people to craft the gear. I don't have anything. But he was like, well, I need it, and I need it now. So I had to do magic to get the money. I had to do magic to get the gear. Amon started doing roams with no loot, and all the loot was to the guild. So players went only for the content. That's not that rare in CBC, but it's very rare when you gank.
Yeah, that's not normal.
But that's what we needed to do to have the money. And when Handel started pushing and winning every single fight, we didn't know what to do. We lost all our territories before the second reset. There was where the issue started being very strong, because Sky decided we needed an alliance with Dinastia, because they were scary to him, because they were the only force we had to be scared of.
Even
So
though
we
you
did.
were like losing to Handel every day, but you didn't have to fear them?
No, of course. The handle was lucky. Was the lucky people.
The Nirnacha stuff happened before Handel starting to attacking us, I remember.
The point is, we allied Nirnacha and Ardiri. Ardiri, very good people. Fantastic people. I love Ardiri.
Ultimate Italian guild.
Yes. But the point is, Nirnacha was with just a game. And just a game were just leeching points. So we talked about kicking them. They agreed. We kicked them. And Nirnacha leader, I don't remember his name, said, "You're messing with my crystal towers. What are you doing?" And we said, like, they're leeching points. You know, we want to go crystal. That's the objective. And they say, like, okay, but tell me beforehand next time. And they went to play GBG for us. We paid the year and all, and they lost 150 to 0.
Wait, 150 to 0? And
Yes.
they showed up and fought.
The first time, yes. But it was like, no, it was a B team because our team was low, and was like, you can do that, but okay. But the second time they were supposed to help us, they were fighting against Handel and lost 150 to 0.
Not 149, but 150 to 0?
Yes, and then we discovered, because of the stream, who they forgot to turn off, they didn't play.
So they took your money, lost 150 to 0, and said, "Oh, we just lost our GVG," and then you got to watch it on stream and found out that you got scammed?
Yes,
This
the
is
problem
juicy.
was I was talking to Taradras, handle leader, before, because we were like, we kind of knew something suspicious was happening, and I asked him directly, "Is the Nirnacha playing for you or not?" And he said, like, "I can't really tell you." And I was like, that's all what I needed. That tells everything.
Oh, man.
Because, you know, if they weren't, they will already say, like, no, of course not.
Jeez.
So Nirnacha scammed us.
Yeah.
Handel was winning. We lost most of our money and lost GGs.
Yeah.
And there was the time where my birthday came. I was birthday like last days of November, so Amon told
Happy
me,
birthday.
You're very stressed. Relax. We can handle this. Don't worry. I will be in charge for these days. Leave your right hand. It's okay. And I went like very, very trusty on Amon. But the issue was, in the guild world, 40 million silver. Okay? Sky used 157 million that time. That guild member, my right hand, placed it from his own pocket, so I could refund him later. So I went away one day and was in debt of 80 million silver.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I remember that. I was there crafting the stuff.
Yeah, there came like the other issues. They treated Avenger like shit. They worked with Avenger to craft the year, and Sky came with his right hand, Insomnia, and said like, "We need this, I'm done for the GVG in half an hour, and bring them to me so we can play in the territory." And it was like,
I want you to get it crafted. I want you to organize the guys to bring it over here, and you better not get it lost on the way here because it'll be your fault. Because, gosh darn it, you demounted.
And you have half an hour.
Yeah, I also remember when he couldn't beat Handel, he told me it was my fault because I didn't have full spec on everything, and he told me that it was my fault because I wasn't getting masterpiece and that stuff, and he needed
the masterpiece in order to win the GVG.
Yeah.
Well, clearly, if he doesn't have masterpiece in his GVG, what is he supposed to do? Just look at mid-tier gear and just... Come on.
Yeah, the point is, we agreed on that the kind of gear he will be using. Like, we agreed on that. But then he was saying it wasn't enough.
It's never enough.
even if it was like what we agreed, we couldn't even finance that. Not even more of that.
No, you're already like, no. Sorry, 120 million a day is a little bit above our budget.
We had like taxes for people.
Mm-hmm.
There were 400K a week, and we re-geared them with first only weapon, if I'm not mistaken. Am I, Avenger?
No, you're not.
Then we added boots and headgear when we were comfortable enough. But with only weapon, we weren't losing CVC at all. That's the point. We never used the gear at first. So all the money went dumped in GVG. And Damon started to be like very, very angry at the Sky. Very, very angry.
I wonder why.
He was winning all his fights.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. Like we had like 0 losses so far
in ZVZ.
Yes,
and so you're doing really well in
taking
ZVZ with Amon.
We were taking like 7 or 8 castles. I mean,
that is how you guys were getting your points. Then let's pull this back a little bit to where we are in the season right now. How far are we into the invasion season, and where are you guys on the charts? Because you guys were really high up on the charts at one point.
We were like second on the chart at this time. Mm-hmm. When Handel starting like ragging on us, we were second on the season. So all the points came from mage riding and outposts. We were not doing really Albion mages or Sting or stuff like that. So we are second. We are winning every CVC fight. We are not winning every GVG fight. We are looking for allies. Because Sky wants to, or allies that the Sky proposed betray us. So we were very upset at Sky in general. Like people in the guild, people in the staff. Everyone was upset at him, and with good reason. He was treating badly some people in the staff, and he started calling that Bonnie, the mage rider leader, wasn't doing enough. But she was in her finals of her career and couldn't do anything else. She was doing her best.
And she was winning her section of the fight. She was doing her job, and she was successful. And I'm going to be honest, even if you're doing half as much, but you're successful, it's still better than somebody who's doing twice as much, but failing.
Yes. The point is, at some point, we started winning against Handel. Because Sky started bringing his own pocket money to get more Gucci gear with his team. But he still owed the guild 17 million because he never paid that. He still owed the money of some mercenaries he brought that lost. I don't understand how you bring mercenaries and lose everything, but that's okay. And he still was promising that he will bring Favors in, he will bring Ego team, he will bring Derek team, but nobody came in or help. And there sunk off the second problem. Money Guild, no. Blue Army totally scrapped Take Care. They kicked them outside of Mercia. And they went to Marlock and Brainwash.
Here comes the good part.
To fight with us. They went a reset day, and they didn't take any territory, not a single one, but chased us all the day. All day. All the day, they were chasing us. And at first, Amon said, I know these guys. I don't want to fight them. They have more year. They are more experienced. We have like now a lot of people that's not experienced in CVC because, when you're second in the chart, everyone wants to join.
Mm-hmm.
So Amon decided not to take the fights. That's what Moyo suggested him. He said, don't fight them. They will, give up after some time because they can't get the content they want. So we did. So we started doing that. We started like avoiding take care because we didn't want to like have to pay more bills now. Because one thing was financing the GGG that started to win at last, but also paying for a lot of years for even tied matches against take care. I know we could beat them, but we couldn't like out money them. They were more rich than us, a lot more.
Yeah, they had deep pockets they've been around for years, and you guys.
We have like 40 million or
not even counting the 80 million that you lost on your birthday. So now you're negative 40. I mean, this is not good. So I'm guessing that this is where the stress starts piling up.
Yeah, this was where stress starting going like crazy, because we had issues with the staff because they mistreated Avenger, they mistreated our recruiters. We had someone in the staff who had issues with Bonnie, the mage rider, but they kind of went off. I told them like, mute yourself and stop complaining. I can't do anything else. And this guy like kind of lost his job in the staff because wasn't needed anymore. He was in charge of recording assistance to fights.
Mm-hmm.
But we started like not doing that. Instead, we were just like using Jaga to see who was in the fight. And because of that, he voluntarily started being like a broadcaster, like a newsman. He told the guild and me who was winning, where, who was the political scene on or places, and that was very helpful. So this guy was like the news officer, and he helped a lot with that. But Sky, with the people he brought, treated him very poorly because they say you're not even a real officer. You just wait the space. You shouldn't be here. And they were like, dude, it's my decision. It's my stuff. Because since the first, I told them like everyone should need some stuff. I mean, I need people to rear. I need people to look who paid the taxes. I need people to do a community like service, like helping people who is in need. I need people that's telling me who needs money. I need to know what's happening in the guild. So I had a lot of stuff.
You need officers who are willing to do the day-to-day player interactions that make a guild work. And it sounds like you had somebody who was only interested in high-end PvP and was using your guild to get that content, and anything that got in the way of that was just irritating to them.
Yeah. At some point, we even started believing Sky only wanted to like practice for Season 8 with our money.
Mm-hmm.
That was how it felt. But okay, there comes the issues with the staff, there comes the issues with Sky, and Amon was super stressed out because he started losing CBC because of Take Care. Not because Take Care fought us, but because we were winning a fight and Take Care come into the map and we had to retreat.
Right. Their numbers and their gear and their experience were just overwhelming to you guys. And while you're already engaged, that's not a secondary fight you want to take. You're not 300 man on the field alliance. You're like 70.
The most we deployed was 107 on a reset day, and that's what the reset day when TK started coming in. We deployed even Battle Mammoth and a Ballista, and they come with more of that, with more people, more experience. We lost our Ballista. I didn't mean. Someone in the guild gifted us the Ballista. They believed in us. And that's where my stress started sinking in. The guild believed in me, believed in us. But they didn't know we, the staff, were doing so poorly, with so much trouble.
Well, you were very stressed out and so much infighting. And it sounded like you guys had a very tight core group of players who wanted to play together. How did this go from just a stressful situation to the guild deteriorating and like actually breaking apart? Was it just these people at the top saying it's time to be done?
No, the point is we had like a super simple issue, but there was an issue. Some people wanted to go to Crystal in the staff. Those were like mostly Bonnie, were Sky. But Amon said like, I don't want it anymore because we are like killing ourselves for this, and this not even a real season.
Mm-hmm.
The idea behind Dinastia was like trying how we do together for season 8. And if we couldn't handle like Alien Invasion, we were not ready to play together. But we keep trying during the season. There come like the point of no return after some GBG wins, some with reset days, some bad reset days, some allies come and go, where there was a player that he's called Flesa. Not anymore, because he was banned for stealing his ex-girlfriend wallet to buy like $300 worth of gold.
Oh,
he was permanent banned for that.
You can't steal other people's stuff. They don't like that.
No, even less your girlfriend. That's not good. If you want to steal, at least don't know the person. No, don't steal. But
don't steal.
The point is, he said like was a mistake, and we believe that. After some time, we discovered the truth. But the point is, Flesa was a good player. He was very compromised with the guild. He was playing DBG with Sky. He was like the voice of reason because Flesa was not Sky. He understood we didn't have the money. He understood a lot of the stuff Sky never understood. But he was like, had a bad temper. He was moody. And he didn't like a lot of stuff. Mainly that we have some players that came since Blessed who were not in charge of anything here. They were officers in Blessed, but not anymore. But they helped me with like repairing GBG items that Sky dropped in the coffer waiting for them to repair.
Well, you know, see, it's like, I know if I put dishes in the sink, eventually somebody's gonna do them, right?
Yes.
Right.
So I had like them helping me with this. Also, I had to bring things for territories, like a lot, because we had a lot of territories and we have donation tabs and stuff like that. So if we need money, we need someone to carry the stuff. So they helped me with that. And Sky once asked me, why this guy is looking at the GBG cover? Why he's stealing? I don't trust him. And I was like, he repairs your stuff. And he was like, well, that's okay. But Flesa said like, no, some items are missing. Some items are not there. I know I placed them. And I was like, I looked at the registry and was like, Insomnia moved them from this cover to this cover. And he was like, oh, dude, the players I'm talking about are the most rich people I know in my guild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the people
they
who
didn't
don't
need the money. They didn't need the money at all.
Yeah.
They are very, very, very rich. They are two brothers that owns a lot of money for Albion for free-to-play players. But the point is, Flesa was moody and left the guild, come back again, blah, blah, blah. Typical like, spoiled player attitude. But after like the last time he came, there was his girlfriend in the guild too. And once one of the players I'm talking about that are my friends, my personal friends, like trolled her because she missed a locus very badly. She threw a very, very bad locus. He told her like, you should go with occult stuff. It's easier to land. And she took it very wrong because he continued like the trolling.
Yeah.
And she was like, she told me like, wait, he telling me this? I'm not her friend. I don't want to hear this from him. And I told her like, that's all right. I will talk with him. He's fantastic. Don't worry. I know he didn't mean harm at all. We talked and everything was all right. Just as a parenthesis, this was after I had some issues with players that came from Blessed that I had to kick out because they started being very toxic. And it was very sad because they were like players I knew since they started the game. But I had a responsibility being the leader. Yeah. The point is, that night, Flesa, the guy I was telling you about, the boyfriend of this lady, came in the staff chat because he was right hand of Sky after he fought with his old right hand, because not even his right hand stood him, and told me like, why is this happening? Why this guy can tell whatever he liked to my girlfriend? I won't accept this any longer, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, don't worry, we already talked about that. And he's like, no, I want him kicked now. No, you don't use for anything. You're garbage. You're a horrible leader. I will take care of things myself. And he started flaming him.
A parenthesis here. Flesa was the leader of the GVG team that could actually fight and sometimes win against.
Yeah. He won handle. He was a good player. The point is, I was already super stressed out at that point, and someone telling me I'm a bad leader that can handle stuff, that can be a leader, broke me. I was at that point, and now that I'm thinking of it, I feel bad again, depressed. I was being into therapy. I was going to the psychiatrist. As a parenthesis, yesterday was my last session and I'm now cured.
Leading other people in anything can be incredibly stressful, even without interpersonal feuds. As soon as people start bringing in their personal stuff on top of it, it can be so incredibly stressful. Nobody wants to deal with that nonsense. And if they're pushing you on it like over and over again, it's a toxic environment to be in, and nobody needs that.
Yeah, because he said that very sure of himself, I told the guys in the staff, okay. After some time that nobody was answering to him, nobody was telling him he was wrong, and this was only the high staff chat, not the officer chat. There was 9 people. There was no Avenger there. There was Sky, Insomnia, Flesa, Amon, Sobakita, my right hand,
Bonnie,
and Bonnie, and Necromita. There were all the people on that chat. A lot of people, if you ask me, but that's okay. Was less than the 30 people we had in the staff
in the office. Office chat can be. You have to have everybody in.
Yeah. The point is, because nobody was telling him he was wrong, because I felt like I had no support there, I told them, okay, I'm taking 3 steps to be a good leader. First, I'm permabanning Flesa from this guild. He can come back, and kick him out of the Discord, kick him out of the guild, and put him on the blacklist, because he was very, very toxic.
Yeah, he was going after the GM in a toxic manner, and that's never acceptable. There's a few lines you're not allowed to cross, and that's one of them.
Second, I told them I'm giving Guildmaster to my right hand, Sobakita. He has to take care of the stuff now. And third, I'm leaving. And I quit out of the guild. When I was that day, I was super, super, super depressed. I was crying in my house. I was punching the wall because I was angry and sad. And I felt like everything I worked for was falling apart. It was my guild, but I did my best. my really best. And some people were just too toxic for me to deal with. I'm not bad at dealing with people, but I can deal with divas who think they are more important than you, who think they're more important than everyone else. And Sky was one, and she was a leader, and that just one. But having more Skies around was no, big no.
Yeah.
So I left the guild, told Sobakira by Discord because he wasn't there, good luck with your new job, and just sat on Breedwatch while I cried in my house.
Now you're making me sad, man. I mean,
I feel really sad right now. You know, at that point, because there was a lot of stuff to do, like look who paid the taxes, look how we get more money. I started logging in the work, in my job, in my office. I started playing in my office so I could be a better leader, because someone needs something from me.
mm-hmm. There's always another task to be done when you're the GM. And
after I left, some people ask what happened instantly by Discord, mostly my close friends.
mm-hmm.
Amon told me he agreed, and he said in the officers, in the leader, he was going to leave too very soon, because he knew what was going on. And the point is, some people was really worried about me. And after like 2 or 3 hours, wondering if I did correctly, wondering if it was the correct decision, I look at the screen and there was like 15 people sitting in me on Albion, naked with me on Breedwatch, sitting there for who knows how many time.
Yeah.
And they stand there in the game and say, please live here. This is only sorrow in this place. And they told me, like, we are with you until the end. There were like people I knew and people I didn't knew really. Were people from Bless, were people from Revival. Were not Sky, of course, but they were people I worked for.
Well, that's gotta feel so, like, that moment when you're in that dark place and you're super sad and you look up and you see these people and just they're looking for some way to support you. Any way to just show that they care and they appreciate what you did, and just hanging out there naked, it sounds so bizarre and like central to our game. It's only something you'd see in a video game, but it's so universal as these people just came over to show up.
Yes.
They just said, it's my presence that matters above everything else. I'm going to be here with you.
That moment was one of my most emotional moments in gaming. I have been playing games and MMOs for 15, 20 years too. I never had a moment like that. So they asked me to go back, or at least to tell them I was going to be alright.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure if I was going to be alright, but they wanted me to be alright. So I promised them I was going to be alright. I will think about it. And starting moving the wheel again, I told my ex-right hand, now Guildmaster, Sobakira, to make a poll in the guild where they told the guild leaders what they wanted. Because before that, this was Sky and Amon doing whatever they wanted. This was Gabumon running with the broom to clean the mess, and there was Bonnie nowhere to be found because she was in her finals. And the people is what matters in a guild. I don't care if I'm the GM. I care the people doing good, having fun. We weren't having fun anymore.
No.
Nobody in that
Nobody
guild
was having fun.
Not even the players, because they had 4 call to arms day. Many people here just log in 2 hours, and they log in, call to arms. You have to do castles. You have to go out. Come in. You have to go to war camp. Come. Stuff were being very rough, and we were in gold, still in 3rd place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I decided I don't want this anymore, but I want people to have fun until the last day.
Yeah.
So the poll went in. I came back the next day. We had like a meeting with all the staff. That could be in it because we're a lot of people. Not everyone could be there.
Yeah, you've talked. There's some issues. People are doing some real life stuff, and
the meeting was, I thought about it like all night. The only possibility for me to come back is Sky, Amon, and Bonnie to not be leader anymore. They are no officers of the roles. They don't have the power of decision. I have the last word, because if not, nobody will change. Because in particular Sky, but Amon to some extent too, are not thinking on the players. You are thinking on your personal goals as pro players. And that's not acceptable here. Even if we are like a competitive guild who's 3rd on the season, was not acceptable for me. And they agreed. Even when they were like very selfish, they knew they couldn't do it without me.
that says quite a bit about what you meant to that guild. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I had a little bit of an emotional moment there listening to you. That's quite a story there. And so from what I understand, at that moment, you guys kind of determined that would be the end of Dinastia, right? You were going to just kind of cruise to the end of the season?
The decision was, no, Gabumon is the only leader. We follow his orders.
Okay.
And my first order was, Dinastia ends here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a toxic guild. This is not a good guild to be in it, because, well, we're winning, but what's the price? What's the cost of our success?
Yeah, I mean, it's a game. You must have fun, not burn yourself like all the day playing it. It's like unlogical.
Exactly. You need to find a balance between, like, it needs to be a hobby, not a job. It needs to be the thing you do to relax, not the thing that stresses you out.
Yes. And to make that real, we went down to the, like, from the Olympus to the people,
Mm-hmm.
from this closed meeting with only staff to a meeting with everyone. There was like 120 people in that meeting. That was a lot. The guild was like 200, and a lot of them were alters, a lot of them were AFK. There was people that wasn't even playing on the meeting. And the meeting was mostly me on a monologue of around half an hour. They recorded it, so people who couldn't do it could hear it later. And this was me saying, we need to have fun, and we're not. So the project ends now. And I stated them how I was going to do it. First, no more CTAs. Second, no more forced taxes. We will like keep playing GVG with Sky money. If he wanted to play, that's up to him. We still have some armory from the wins they started having after some time. So the idea was everyone being able to play. Even Sky, who like messed a lot, I didn't want him like to have a bad time either. Yet.
It comes the good part here, though.
Yeah. So we were like chilling, like very relaxed. Handel was totally out of the map. We made friends with Naked and with Mert. We helped them reach gold too. Because we're already gold and we wasn't going to be crystal anytime soon. So that's how we made it. I told everyone I was going to like sell everything from the mammoth to the ballista to the beetles we got, all the things we had, and then divide the money to everyone. Not only the staff, but to everyone that was still playing.
Mhm.
I made an Excel where I checked when everyone started in the guild. So every week has like a weight of how much money were you receiving for being in the guild for that long. For instance, the people from the start received like 3.5 million. And so I did. I was a week straight selling stuff because there was like 4 guild tabs of stuff.
Yeah, there can be a lot in a guild, especially if you start liquidating that thing.
You know, people whines when they had to sell a loot for a gank. I sold like 100 that in a week. Plus a mammoth, plus a ballista, blah, 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 blah. And I was doing that while people was playing. I was not having fun, but I was relaxed because there was no more issues with Flesh Advanced, with Sky like quiet, with Amon like not good. He was not doing good. He wanted to leave as soon as possible. So most people were waiting until the last day you have to stay to receive their rewards.
Mhm.
And here comes probably the most unexpected part of the story. The day before this, Sky, who still had the officer powers, with some other officers, made a plan where they will scare the shit out of people who were leeching. Because they thought in their minds we were still pushing to Crystal. I don't know why. They made like a scene in the Discord where they kick out of one of them and they started being like trolling each other and kick out them from the guild. So everyone was scared, but they didn't tell me at all about this. One of them knew I was going to get angry when I discovered, so he said, "This is a montage. This is a scene. Don't worry." And I say, "It's all right, but if you first say anything toxic to anyone is not in the plan, or 2, you kick someone that's not in the plan, or 3, you mistreat someone, I'm going to get very mad." So they did. They kicked out a random guy from the guild because they wanted to. And there come Osakabe, that was the Discord creator, but he did it with a guy called Giuseppe, and Giuseppe created the Discord, and when he went out, he gave it to Sky, not to me. So Sky had the powers of Discord, not me.
Oh.
I mean, I was guildmaster, I had all the powers in the world except one, banning myself.
Yeah.
That Sky had that. And they kicked Osakabe because they knew Osakabe was going to like tell me instantly. I was in the job at that point. I was working in the office at 3 p.m. And I told the guys in intern, like, enough is enough. Stop right now. But they didn't. So I went into the chat and said, "This is a joke of these guys. I don't know why they're doing this. Don't worry, nobody will be kicked, blah, blah, blah." And Sky deleted my message and he said, "You do that one more time, and you will regret it." And he banned me from Discord, from my own guild Discord.
Oh.
So, when you can access Albion from your work, that's what I did. I went into the Albion. I deleted every one single permission from everybody. So I had all the permissions in the guild. Nobody could kick, nobody could invite, nothing. And they kicked them out, all of them. Sky, my right hand, all the people that I saw on this plan was kicked out. the day before the rewards. The day before
Oh, wait, the day before they would make the reward for the season for gold?
Yes.
I told you this was the best part of everything.
Wait, so did you ever let them back in?
Wait a little.
Okay.
I talked with them, with every single one of them in person, except with Sky, because that was the last I wanted to know from Sky. He literally made me have the worst 3 months of my life so far in a game. And I wasn't accepting that. So I talked with the people in the mess. Some of them were sorry, very sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So I invited them back. Some of them were like, don't take it as seriously. We know what we did. We understand what we did. But what's needed. So I told them, I will wait 5 days to invite you. You will be without guild for 5 more days. That's your punishment.
That's a decent one. It gives them the option to either accept their punishment or join a new guild. And if they join a new guild, they don't get their reward. I like it. I like that. That's good.
To Sky, I sent him a very big message where I told him about how I felt as a person with what he did, with all what he did. I told him, and I don't know if I will invite you back anytime soon. So he started sending me PMs with his character. I blocked him. He started sending me PMs with his altar, Sky 720.
Mm-hmm.
I blocked him. And before blocking 720, I told him, remember when you talked to me with 1080, his other altar, is your last chance. Because he was very like
toxic
asshole.
Yeah,
he was an asshole when he was talking to me. He wasn't sorry. He said like, I deserve this and you're inviting me now. So he started sending me letters in game, PMs in Discord that I blocked. He started telling my officers to talk to me about that. He sent me message with like a lot of people, Avenger included.
Yeah, he even told me to talk to you so I can combine Gabumon to invite Sky again. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
He was desperate, totally desperate. And they waited and didn't give a fuck about it because he treated me like shit all the season.
Yeah.
And they had the power now. And they waited and waited. People left because they had their rewards. I started liquidating things, paying the money. And at some point, I got tired of my childish play. So I told him, I will invite only one of your characters, not all 3 of them. For 1 day, and I will kick you out 24 hours from the day I invite you. If you say anything in guild, I'm kicking you. Because he never gave me back my Discord.
Nope.
I had to create a new one to keep the things working for guild.
And he still owes you 17 million silver.
Yeah, he still owes me my guild, not me.
No, not you. I mean, but you somebody paid that.
Yeah, mostly Blessed funds, because Blessed has more than we placed.
Okay, so so when you guys formed this guild, you still had in like escrow, if you will, all of Bless's funds.
Yeah, we're not that many. We're like 130 million.
That's not too bad.
10K energy and a battle mount and some armory. We placed all the armory for Dinastia. A lot of the energies, 50 million silver. That was what we agreed on. They delayed the pay for forever. They never paid it fully. They didn't place the armory. They didn't place any energy. But it's all right. All that wasn't anything compared to what Sky did after, All this I'm telling you now is like, was my torture, was my suffering in a guild called Dinastia.
I'm so sorry, man.
people added me as friend daily to talk to me because I was the leader of a guild that's top 3 without an alliance. That's so amazing. And I'm suffering, you know? And so I invited this guy, blah, blah, blah. He stayed a day and he left. I don't want to know anything of him anymore. I hope he's doing all right. I think he's doing all right, but please, Sky, if you ever hear this, I hate you so much.
You seem like a nice guy, though. You let a guy that you clearly dislike very much back into the guild because you still believed, even after all he put you through.
He deserved his prize.
He deserved his
prize.
He
did his best. He may be an asshole, a child, but he did his best.
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I like hearing that. So, after this, I guess that after the season is when, after everybody got their rewards, is when Dinastia kind of just folded. And did you guys remake Bless? Is that what
the point is, the day after the reward, we made like a meeting where we gave people options because many didn't have a place to go. Many asked me to lead Bless now. I never was Blessed leader, but they asked me to lead Bless again. There was Cuscavel, aggressor leader in the guild, and we talked a little, and I agreed that if he wanted to take people to aggressor, that was fine. Because it wasn't my people, it was people who wanted to play. And if they had fun with him, that's all right. So many people went to aggressor, many people, not many, that I will leave this out for a little. Some people among got them into Blue Army or Blue Army Freemen or Conflict or some squad guild. But from there, like 30 or 40 people that told me that wanted me to remake Blessed, like 10 followed me. Maybe 9. So I remade a guild with like 11 people, mostly healers. That's the funny part. We were like 9 healers and a logos.
You guys are not doing much.
No. So I remade Blast with a focus on new players because I didn't want anyone to go through this competitive hardcore scene while I'm in charge. Because maybe someone with more strong will can do it, and people do it. People reach Crystal without burning themselves on the way. I can't. I'm too emotional for that. I get very involved on what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people want that from a guild leader, a person who cares and is willing to take another step, but you have to remember that there are some steps you can't take. You have to have a cutoff for yourself so that you can, take care of yourself as well. So are you happy now with the new Bless, though? Are you this new player-focused Bless that you have?
Yeah, I'm very happy. And you know the fun part? Many people from Bless went to Aggressor or Squad, mostly. Those places mostly. Aggressor and Squad too, so they went to Squad. And they are coming back one by one. And I hear like, I was waiting for you guys. This is your home. Come back.
Well, that's
because
awesome. That's awesome.
They already have like this high competitive scene they dislike and went to another that's worse because now you don't have 4 CTAs a day, you have 8.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a less competitive environment over there in Squawk. Sure, you're fine.
So I think I'm very happy with my guild right now. I mean, it's still a guild, it's still like a job, but I only have one person in my staff, Osakabe, the former leader of Dinastia.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who told me since day one, I'm following you now. Fun story. I almost leave this game, but Osakabe convinced me to stay because I was dying too much on faction practice as a healer. I thought I wasn't good for the game, and he told me, "You are doing fine. You are doing great. You will be a great healer one day." And now I think I am. And his trust is what brought me here.
That's awesome.
So thanks, Osakabe. I love you.
We all love Osakabe. He brought me into the game. I mean, I was his scholar partner, and he bring me here. He said, "Oh, look at this new game. It's like if World of Warcraft and LoL had a son or something like that." And I was like, "Oh, I want to try it." And here I am. I'm like, I don't know, playing these games.
Well, we are actually at about an hour and 10 minutes here into this interview. So I think there's a little bit more I want to hear about what's going on with Bless, but then I want to give you guys an opportunity for shout outs, and then I'll let you go. You guys really just told me a fantastic story, and I think many people in the audience are going to hear this and be able to identify with it themselves, and it'll resonate with them a lot. There's a lot to be had here. How well are you guys doing in Bless now? What are you looking at for numbers? You said you started with 11. Some people started coming back. Where are you at now?
Well, fun part, Avenger is not playing much anymore, so he's not here. I miss you a lot.
Yeah, I mean, when I left Dinastia, I was like, oh shit, I want to be competitive and that stuff, so I joined Conflict, and then Gabumon said he will make Blessed again, so I said, oh well, I will make an altar and join Blessed, and I helped both guilds, and right now I'm like really busy with college and that stuff, so I'm like logging like 2 or 3 times a week and help Conflict, and I don't have time to do like anything else, I think.
But for numbers, currently, let me log in the game. We are...
You over 20?
Yeah.
You over 30.
We have 128 people.
That's pretty good. No, that coming from 11, growing up just over the last season. Yeah.
We present ourselves as experienced players wanting to teach new players. So a lot of people came here. A lot of people from other guilds that knew Blessed before Dinastia came here. A lot of people follow my lead. They like, oh, you were a Dinastia leader. Can I be in your guild? And they're like, of course you can.
That's
Just be
awesome.
nice to people.
Well, I have another new player-friendly guild to recommend to people now, and I'm really glad to hear it. Thank you very much for this interview. Do you want to do some shout-outs to some of these people who you've been talking about today and tell them how you feel about them?
Well, I think the person that I can be thankful of is like Osakabe, and also Amon, ex Amon X. He like showed us how to play because he joined Blessed at the start, and he was like the pro guy because he came from Blue Army and that stuff. So we were just like, I don't know, learning from him.
Excellent. Yeah, Amon's a really good guy.
Yeah, he is. Don't treat him bad, please. I have some shoutouts. I don't want to make it very long, but I'm very good at going on and on and on.
Well, you did
So
a great job with this story. So I'll give you another 5 minutes for shout outs if you want them. Go for it.
First, I want to give a shout out to everyone here in this game. You know, I'm a game designer myself. That's my degree. I'm a teacher too. I teach game design. And I understand how hard it is to have a game like this. Because Queen showed us you can have all the good intentions in the world for everything, but players will decide that then Mega Alliance is not a problem of the game. It's how players decided to
use them.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, that's the point. So first, a big shout out to Albion devs. I love you guys. I wasn't playing MMOs for a lot of years after quitting World of Warcraft, so thanks. A big shout out to every single one of you who was in Dinastia. Even Sky, even Flessa, you made me learn a lot about people, a lot about myself. I never was a leader like this. I always been the leader kind of guy, who was never like the leader. Very, 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 very big shout out to Osakabe too. He's a wonderful guy. To Arkusam, who I was playing while on the interview for the first 10 minutes. uh, to Amon. Amon made me like the player I am in Albion because he teach me everything. Even when he thinks Breeze on Druid is a bad skill, he's wrong. A big shout out to everyone in Blessed. I love you guys, all of you. I love the guys I knew from before. I love the 10 guys who followed me. I adore you. You are great. You're great people. You're fantastic people. You made someone that was struggling smile again. A big shout out to people who is not here right now, but was with me at some point. I hope you're doing good in Aggressor, but I can see in Yaga you are not. But overall, I want to give the biggest shout out to every player in this game who listens to this program, who watch it, because this is a hard game, but means to be fun. If you're not having fun here, look what makes you have fun. If you're stressed out by the game, for any reason, even if you're a new player who's dying on red zone, look for someone to help you. This game is full of friendly people who will help. Don't be alone in this game. This is a game to play with people. This is a game to share with people that will be your friends. I came into this game with 7 of my IRL friends, and nobody of them is playing it anymore because the game kicked them out for trying, for dying in red zone, lost all their gear, for not being in a competitive guild. They were screwed. So when I joined Bless, I was totally alone. I didn't know anyone, and I know I have a lot of friends. Avenger is my friend. He is a very good guy. Osakabi is my friend. Arkusam is my friend. Amon is my friend. I have a lot of friends this game. Some of them asking me even for IRL advice. They know who and how I am. So thanks a lot to everyone in this game for making this game what it is. Please keep playing, because this game without people is not a good game. It's a stale game. And bring people here. If they need help, someone will help you. If you are speak Spanish and need a guild to start, Bless is a good option, but it's not the only one. I know a lot of people who want to teach other people, because after all, what we teach is one of the strongest emotions we feel. When we teach someone to do something and we, after a month or two, look at them being great at that, we know we did a good job. And they have a lot of people like that. A big shout out to Ilsku, who is on Blessed. He's the promise of Blessed. He started playing on Queens when Blessed came back. And he's an amazing player who follows us everywhere. We made Avalonian dungeons with him that not even top guilds can do, so he's a very good player, and thanks a lot to you for having me, for having Avenger too. And I really hope my experience helps another people, helps someone else, because it was a rough time, a very rough time. I really hope nobody needs to go through that hell, but I know some people will. So please remember, this is a game and it's meant to be fun. That's all I want. If you ask me what I'm doing in Albion now, I'm trying to have fun. That's all.
That's. I'm gonna tell you, I did not know what to expect when we had scheduled this interview. I was like, it'll be an interesting show about drama. I didn't know what kind of drama I was gonna get here, and I gotta tell you, you touched me today, man. And this was a fantastic interview, and I think you're gonna like really speak to a lot of people. A lot of people are gonna hear what you're saying and understand that it is supposed to be fun, and a lot of us, because of our ties to the other people and how much we care about what we've contributed and what we've made here, we end up putting up with a lot that maybe we shouldn't. That maybe we need to reevaluate what's going on and look at it as, is this fun? And do I like what I'm doing? Because it sounds like you are so much happier now after you got rid of the stuff that was limiting your fun. Maybe being the best isn't best for you. Maybe having a good time is. And for a lot of you out there, I think maybe if you focus more on having a good time, maybe you'll be nicer to each other. Maybe after being nicer to each other, you might make a new friend. And if you make a new friend, maybe some point in the future when you're down, one of these guys or fine ladies that you've met in this game will be there for you.
We'll sit with you,
Yeah,
next to you, naked on Braidwatch.
yeah. They might just
You
say,
never know.
you might have 3 new friends just sitting around you going, dude, it's gonna be okay. We're here for you. And you really did. You told an absolutely beautiful story today, and I want to thank you very much, Gabumon. It's
If I can give an advice to everyone, and not only a game advice, but something for you in your life, remember, life is important not because you are like a person who is alive, but because you have reasons to stay moving forward. And if you don't, you probably have, but haven't found them, or don't know for sure what they are. But when you wake up, remember, it's a game after all. Even life is meant to be fun. It's meant to be a good time. Don't go through drama or hardship just because it's what you're supposed to do. Be nice to yourself and don't suffer.
It's good advice. And I think that's where we're going to end it today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.